Enough money to pay the rent is a real struggle for a lot of people, especially when that rent gets raised. There is new proposed legislation to help tenants. Let's turn to our Evan Papalis, who's at the state capitol tonight. Evan.
Alicia, it's become an issue throughout the entire state. Housing prices are through the roof, and a proposed bill would implement a rent increase cap.
Our homes are perhaps some of our most precious spaces.
There are over 1.5 million renter households in Pennsylvania. Some of those people fearing when the next rise in rent will come.
We pay so much money, and on winter time, my bill went up $200 because I got to pay oil.
Mauro Capini lives on a fixed income through Social Security. He's nervous he won't be able to pay rent next month with all the rising costs.
It offers renters more protections and works to stabilize housing costs.
Senate Bill 1095 would cap rent increase by 10% for tenants who have rented in the unit the previous year or years. New renters to the unit capped at 15% from what the previous tenant had been charged for that unit.
It's literally geared toward corporate people from a standpoint that, the monopoly of property and the rentals that are across the state are literally, some of them are people from New York, from out of state, who are coming down here and purchasing property. And at the end of the day, they're not ingrained in their communities.
This legislation targets landlords owning 15 or more units. If you are a landlord with less than 15, you're exempt.
It's more toward those corporations and stuff that are setting these prices and just leaving these renters hung out to dry through things.
Senator Jimmy Dillon from Philadelphia County says corporate landlords aren't checking in on their tenants like landlords with less units do. Landlords have to give 60 days notice to tenants about upcoming rent raises. If the bill passes, that will increase to 90.
This creates a cap on creating stability, and so that they can budget and plan for what their next year is going to look like and whether they're able to continue to stay in that place, having that extra time to determine that.
An advisory board would be assembled, including landlords, tenants, housing developers, and the PA Housing Finance Agency.
Ensuring that those who are directly impacted will be at the table and part of the discussion.
And the Democratic senators said they don't have bipartisan support for the bill yet, which they will need in order to get it through the Republican-controlled Senate. At the state capitol, Evan Papalis, ABC 27 News.